Hello everyone. Today we'll be recapping one of the best action thriller Hitman movie of all time. It's the 2007 movie, Hitman, the story of the famous Agent 47. Enjoy the story. The movie begins in London, where Inspector Mike comes home to find a sight that nearly stops his heart. Sitting in his living room, gun in hand, is none other than the infamous assassin, Agent 47. You'd expect bullets to start flying, but instead, 47 calmly gestures to a chair and tells Mike to take a seat. Then, he hits him with a chilling question. How does a good man decide when to kill? Before Mike can even process the gravity of the situation, we're taken back in time, 3 months earlier, to a place far away from London. It was Shanty Town, where a lawless corner of the world is controlled by a shadowy group known simply as the Organization. These guys have their fingers in every major government operation, but their real specialty was creating the deadliest assassins the world has ever seen. In a heavily guarded compound, a group of bandits drags a bound man with them into a building. Inside, the leader wastes no time. Without hesitation, he swings a machete cutting off the captive's arm. The victim doesn't even scream, but instead he gurgles. Then, when the gag is pulled from his mouth, it becomes clear why. His voice has been distorted by someone. It turns out that he had been forced to swallow something. And before anyone can react, a hidden bomb inside the man's stomach explodes, engulfing the entire building in flames. Soon, we find out that the mastermind behind this gruesome trap was none other than Agent 47 himself. But 47's handiwork doesn't go unnoticed. Interpol agents Mike Scott and his partner Jenkins have been on his tail for months. They've tracked him all the way to this African outpost, hoping to finally put an end to his reign of terror. Unfortunately for them, 47 is always one step ahead. By the time they get close, he's already moved on to his next target in St. Petersburg, Russia. Upon arriving in Russia, 47 checks into a hotel. This isn't just any ordinary hotel stay, though. He is very meticulous in his ways. In the hotel, he stashes his weapons in an ice machine outside, scatters ball bearings near his door, rigs a pressure bomb to the entrance, and just in case, ties an escape rope to the balcony. Now it's time for business. Moments later, a coded message arrives with the details of his next hit, Russian President Mikhail Belikov. Belikov has made some powerful enemies with his recent political moves, and now there's a target on his back. 47's orders are clear, and he is expected to make the assassination public, make it messy, and make sure the whole world sees it. The mission is set to take place at a high-profile political rally. On that day, as Belikov steps up to answer a few media questions, 47 is already in position. With ice-cold precision, he pulls the trigger. A single shot rings out, and Belikov crumples to the ground. With the target taken out, 47 quickly packs his sniper rifle into a suitcase and detonates it, thereby erasing all evidence of his presence. Mission accomplished, or so he thinks. As he heads to the train station, ready to slip away unnoticed, a last-minute message changes everything. He is told that there's a witness, a loose end. It was a girl, and her name is Nika Baranina. 47 is expected to track her down and take her out. So he proceeds, and with directions handed to him, he tracks her down, spotting her just as she's about to step into a car. He raises his gun, but then something unexpected happens. Nika turns and meets his gaze. And for the first time, 47 hesitates. In that split second, a bullet whizzes past him, striking a bystander. Another assassin has been sent to take him out. 47 narrowly dodges the next bullet and then disappears. But now he knows the truth, that he's no longer just the hunter, but he's now the hunted. Around that same time, Interpol agents Mike and Jenkins have tracked him to St. Petersburg, where they team up with Russian intelligence to bring him down. They know he's behind the attempted assassination of Russian President Belikov, and now they have him cornered. The building he's hiding in is surrounded, and there's nowhere left to run. Inside his hideout, 47 is confused. He knows for a fact that he landed a clean headshot on Belikov, so how is he still alive? The agency remains tight-lipped about their client, and 47 has had enough. If they've set him up, he swears he'll take every last one of them down. But just as the police begin closing in, his phone rings. The voice on the other end was one of the agents from the agency, and she delivers shocking news. It was Belikov himself who ordered the hit. Before 47 can process this revelation, his alarm sensors go off. Someone is right outside his door. So he acts fast. The pressure bomb he set earlier detonates just as he leaps off the balcony, swinging into the apartment below. The explosion sends debris flying, giving him the cover he needs. He rushes down the hallway, retrieves his 2 guns hidden in an ice maker, and gears up for battle. Now armed and ready, 47 bursts into action. Bullets rain as he takes on the police waiting for him. He forces open an elevator shaft, climbs on top, and takes out the officers inside. But just as he's making his way down the corridor, Mike spots him. He had him at gunpoint as he ordered 47 to freeze. But in a stroke of luck, a cleaning lady steps between them. 47 takes the opportunity. He dashes into a nearby room, barely dodging bullets shot at him. Without hesitating, he leaps off the balcony and plunges into the river below. And just like that, against all odds, he's escaped once again. Back at the scene, the explosion has left 47's hideout in ruins. The Interpol and Russian intelligence scour the remains, searching for any clues. But tensions rise as Russian intelligence, led by Yuri Marklov, makes it clear they don't want Interpol involved. And something about Yuri rubs Mike the wrong way. He can't shake the feeling that the man is hiding something. In the meantime, 47 wastes no time. He ditches his wet clothes and slips into a store to buy a new outfit. He also picks up a bouquet of flowers, using them as a disguise as he goes to Nika's apartment. The moment she opens the door, he grabs her and drags her outside. Before she can scream, 47 tosses her into the trunk of his car and speeds away. He takes Nika to an abandoned hotel and questions her inside the empty room. When she refuses to cooperate, he pulls out his gun and presses it to her forehead. But just as he's about to pull the trigger, something catches his eye, a tattoo on her face, which was quite similar to his own. In that instant, he realizes what was happening. They were both set up. They were both meant to be eliminated. So, he lowers his gun as he is convinced that killing her isn't the solution. The only way out now is to go deeper into Russia and find an escape route from there. But Mike is one step ahead. Anticipating 47's next move, he's already waiting at the train station. However, 47, who is always prepared, disguises himself as a train driver and walks right past the officers undetected. But his escape wasn't done yet as another trained assassin, just like him, spots him and starts tailing 47. Soon, Mike and Jenkins pick up the trail too, and the chase begins once more. Soon realizing he's being followed, 47 leaps over a railing and vanishes into the underground tunnels. But his pursuer doesn't give up, and soon, a brutal fight breaks out, and although the assassin is strong, 47 is stronger. Within seconds, he gains the upper hand and knocks his opponent out cold. Just as he's about to finish him off, he notices something in the shadows. He turns toward a stationary train. There he finds 3 more assassins who step out, with their guns drawn. A tense standoff follows, however. In a silent agreement, all 4 men drop their guns and the real fight begins. Swords are drawn, and chaos erupts. Though outnumbered, 47's skill is unmatched. One by one, he takes them down, using their own weapons against them. Having taken 2 of the men out, he is ambushed by the 3rd assassin. But 47 quickly counters with a double kick, sending the attacker flying through the glass window. The fight continues outside, and 47's relentless assault finally overpowers his opponent. He grabs his belt, using it to choke the assassin to death. With all 3 assassins eliminated, 47 returns to the first one and finishes the job, ensuring there were no loose ends. Just then, Jenkins arrives at the scene, but 47 reacts instantly and takes him hostage. When Mike sees his partner in danger, he has no choice but to negotiate for Jenkins' release. Desperate, Mike pleads for his partner's life and even asks 47 to take him instead. Then, seizing the opportunity, 47 shoots Mike in the chest. But before he can finish him off, Nika steps in, begging 47 to spare the officer's life. Surprisingly, he listens and walks away. But by the time the paramedics arrive, 47 and Nika have vanished. Later, furious with Nika for interfering, 47 gives her a stern warning. She promises never to cross him again. Meanwhile, Yuri pressures Mike and Jenkins to leave the country. But this only strengthens their resolve as they become more suspicious of Yuri's affairs. They're convinced now more than ever that Yuri is hiding something. What Yuri doesn't know is that the Interpol agents have planted a listening device on his jacket, listening to his every word. So, when Yuri receives a call from his superior, Mike and Jenkins listen as they hear Yuri's superior vent his frustration. He was furious that one man had left a trail of bodies, causing them massive trouble. Mike and Jenkins listen carefully, and the call confirms their suspicions. Yuri is deeply involved in the entire scheme. Now in Moscow, 47 arranges a meeting with a CIA agent, taking every precaution. He offers them a deal. He'll carry out a mission for them in exchange for a favor. The CIA wants Andrei Belikov, the notorious trafficker and younger brother of Russian President Belikov, eliminated. Audrey is scheduled to meet a German arms dealer named Price in Istanbul, and 47 plans to use their unfamiliarity to his advantage. Traveling to Istanbul, 47 heads to the restaurant where Price is dining. As a waiter delivers a drink to Price, 47 discreetly slips something into it. Within moments, Price rushes to the bathroom, clutching his stomach. Seeing his chance, 47 follows, but his body searched by Price's men before entering. Once inside, he retrieves a hidden gun from the toilet tank and swiftly eliminates all the guards. With no witnesses, he injects Price with a lethal poison, leaving him to die before making a clean escape with Nika. His next stop was Audrey Belikoff's party. The security agents thoroughly search him before allowing him inside. However, Audrey quickly learns that his guest is an imposter. So, he grabs a gun and harasses one of the women in the room before shooting at 47. But 47 is already 10 steps ahead. Within seconds, he tosses the gun he was holding at Audrey and then throws his briefcase onto the table as it explodes and plunging the room into chaos. In the confusion, 47 grabs guns from the table and opens fire, as he meticulously takes out the criminals. Then, dodging bullets, he takes cover behind a pillar, waiting for the right moment. Then, over the counter, he shoots a grenade at one of Audrey's men. The explosion rips through the room, leaving bodies scattered in its wake. Finally, 47 approaches Audrey and shoots him in the head, leaving his corpse as a message for Belikoff. As 47 and Nika grow closer, they drive toward the Russian-Turkish border as they sneak back into Russia. 47 remains very focused on his primary mission, eliminating Belikoff. When their train stops, he bids Nika an emotional farewell before leaving her with instructions on what to do. In the meantime, at Interpol headquarters, Jenkins makes a shocking discovery. A photo of Belikoff giving a political speech contradicts another image of him dining at the same time. The realization is chilling as they figured that there's a Belikoff double in play. Yuri is soon summoned by the imposter Belikoff, who is furious that the only man who knows his secret is still alive. Without hesitation, he orders Yuri to hunt down and eliminate 47. That night, Yuri is working in his office when the lights suddenly go out. Suspicious, he cautiously moves down the hallway to investigate. But before he can react, 47 emerges from the shadows, ambushing and taking him hostage. Next we see Yuri trying to regain consciousness. But he was in his worst nightmare as he finds himself tied up with barbed wire in a bathtub filled with water, and a generator is hooked up to it. A radio is taped to his hand. 47 was in front of him, and he gave him a brutal ultimatum. Order the execution of his friend, the fake Belikoff, or be electrocuted. Yuri, who is more than terrified, begs for mercy, but 47 is not moved. He leaves as Yuri screams for help that will never come. Meanwhile, at Audrey's funeral, security is airtight. Highly trained soldiers, including snipers, surround the area. Among the attendees are Interpol officers Mike and Jenkins, convinced that 47 will strike again. Despite their warnings, the Russian army commander refuses to take extra precautions. As Belikoff steps up to deliver his speech, Yuri, still trapped and his time running out, finally cracks. He uses the radio to betray Belikoff, giving the sniper new orders. The sniper takes the shot, but the bullet hits the bulletproof glass, failing to reach its target. Immediately, panic erupts. The soldiers rush to evacuate Belikoff, filling the room with gas to subdue the civilians. Amidst the chaos, 47 makes his move. Disguised as a soldier, he knocks Belikoff to the ground and then opens fire on the security team. Within moments, he takes down all the guards in rapid succession. As he fights his way through the building, he enters an empty room, only to be ambushed by another assassin. The two engage in an intense hand-to-hand fight. But 47, always one step ahead, overpowers his opponent, brutally breaking his arms and legs before finishing him off with a devastating stomp. Outside, Mike starts to put the pieces together. He notices writings and symbols on the cathedral that match a key he had recovered from 47's room. It suddenly hits him. This was all part of 47's plan. He urgently relays his discovery to the Russian soldiers, but it may already be too late. In the meantime, 47 interrogates Belikoff's imposter inside the room, and the truth finally comes out. The fake Belikoff was the one who ordered the real Belikoff's assassination and wanted 47 dead to tie up loose ends. As he becomes desperate to survive, he tries to bargain with 47, offering to let him go in exchange for his own life. But 47 isn't interested in deals. Killing Belikoff was always part of his plan as he finally kills him. Just then, a helicopter appears from behind and opens fire, forcing 47 to take cover. Once the chaos settles, he calmly takes a seat in the same chair where Belikoff once sat and surrenders, waiting for the soldiers to arrest him. As they transport him away, Mike, who has taken custody of 47, can hardly believe that he has finally captured the elusive Hitman. But just as they begin to drive off, several cars block their path. It's the CIA, led by the man 47 had made a secret deal with. In the confusion and hit of their argument, 47 vanishes once again, and Mike is left stunned as he realizes that he's lost the Hitman yet again. Towards the end of the movie, we return to where it all began at Mike's house. 47 reveals a corpse to Mike, another hitman he had taken out, and tells him to report that the assassin has finally been caught. He tells Mike to make the report and leave him alone because he never wishes to see him again. Then finally, we see 47 watching over Nika, who he has just sent a magazine to. 47 had taken out another assassin who was after Nika on the roof, and Nika smiled, knowing that her friend was watching over her. And that is the story of the movie Hitman, a 2007 action thriller movie. If you enjoyed the recap, consider dropping a like on the video and subscribing to the channel. Thanks for watching.